For those of you who are already familiar with the Trans-Taiga Overland route, you know there are two glaring concerns. Having enough gas to make it to the end, and having enough gas to get back. We're talking the longest, most remote gravel road in North America, almost 750 kilometers from the nearest town. Even getting to the start of the Trans-Taiga, you need to take the isolated and only highway that far north, the James Bay Road, which itself has the longest unserviced stretch of road in Canada. Thanks to our friend Brian, who loaned me 2 spare jerry cans, I took on board with me a total of 60 liters, basically an extra full tank of gas for the Bronco. The guys with the full-size trucks brought much more because, well, they could. But first, on the way north, I had to make a stop in Huntsville to meet my friend Jason's wife Steph to pick up the new custom lambskin seat cover he made for the Bronco. Steph? For the long days of driving coming up, I was really looking forward to this new seat cover. Thanks again, Jimmy.
That's nice. I think I want to take my pants off.
So, Friday night after work, I filled up and tried to get some sleep for the long drive north to meet up the following day. Speaking of the other guys, most of whom are retired, already have a head start on me on our day one rendezvous spot. So, after the successful Star expedition of last summer, we were group chatting about what we would like to do as a follow-up trip. Of course, after I watched the YouTube channel The Epic Family Road Trip do the TT, I promptly added it to my Overland bucket list, and so I just brought it up with the guys. And so it was settled, and we basically had a whole year to plan for it. After many hours of freeway driving, the Bronco began hinting to me to take a rest. So it was a coffee and fritter stop in North Bay at the local country-style donuts and 2 more gas fill-ups to get Lexi and I to camp. Unfortunately for me, the day one rendezvous camp was way up in Val-d'Or, Quebec, and me being the working stiff of the group had a long 800-kilometer drive there on the day of. Further north, crossing into Quebec, we ran into a late summer shower, and apparently the same system went through and soaked the boys while setting up in Val-d'Or earlier. It was really coming down there for a bit. Gilles, probably because of his military background, drew up a very detailed and comprehensive trip itinerary covering the 16 days. And he covered everything in this one. Not just the to and back route of the Taiga, but all the sites and points of interest along the way. This is gonna be epic. Gilles mapped out a great spot for us on the first night's gathering. Clean, lots of open space, and with amenities. And of course, if you're watching at home on the TV, be sure to follow along using the What 3 Words GPS app on your phone for location references.
Hey man,
what's going on?
How we doing, brother?
We're here.
How you doing, man?
Nice setup.
Yeah.
Nice and open.
Yeah. We saved that spot at the end for you, but
Okay.
yeah.
That's
it's
fucking-
level, and plus you're up, right? Your call on that.
Gilles mapped out a great spot for us on the first night's gathering. Clean, lots of open space, and with amenities. Lexi, after cooped up in the Bronco for what must have seemed like forever to her, was excited to get out and see the guys again, especially Lee and Jake.
Lexi.
And of course, he was pretty keen to make some new friends as well. You might have noticed a generator humming in the background at camp, and the next morning we discovered why, as Lee was having a bit of charging trouble with his Blue Eddy. And naturally, with the guys all back together, there was no shortage of innuendo with the cameras rolling.
Female.
So the
You got
bigger
a sloppy female. Any of you guys know how to handle this? Do I gotta unfold it? Oh, no kids around. Okay. I gotta remember that. Eh?
It's sloppy because I had it first.
Oh! We've shared shared a lot of things. We're never going to share that, man. Okay, the fridge is the important thing, right? This guy. So I should plug this into there.
Joining us on this one, naturally, were the usual suspects. Green lighting this one was also Paul, who I haven't seen since the Star Expedition, and the new guy, Kyle, with his Ruby 4-door and his dog, Snow. Unfortunately, our Bancroft Overland president, Brian, was absent with conflicting scheduling with this trip. Maybe we'll do it again another day, Brian.
15 liters per 100?
Okay, that's not bad.
It's not bad. It's
Trailer and...
I was looking at those, and my other dog, he was old and fuck, I couldn't believe how expensive they were. I can't remember the price now, but
yeah,
it was up there. Also joining for a part of this trip north was Jill's wife and kids, bringing their Hyundai to do, as it turned out, some unscheduled road durability testing. Jill's good friend Kareem and his son Kenzo were also joining him in his Gladiator for this one.
I'm being spied on. I could just sense it.
So while I was waiting for everyone else to pack up, I decided to get a head start, letting out for the gas station, and then just meet everyone there, seeing as we all needed to top up anyway. According to Jill's itinerary, the gas stop was at the Shell station in nearby Val-d'Or. With a cell signal, I naturally Google mapped it and went along on my way, and not soon after, oddly enough, past a Petro-Canada station just outside of camp. Well, it turns out this Petro-Can actually was the planned gas stop, and worse yet, Val-d'Or has 3 Shell stations. Kyle hit the road shortly after I did, with the same idea of getting a jump start to the day, and of course, wound up at a different Shell gas station than I.
So I guess I'll just meet you all in Radisson in 2 days then?
After everyone gassed up and eventually gathered back together, we were finally on the road north, heading to Amos for a quick lunch stop.
Anybody else got their radio on?
Nope.
Team Hyundai has it on. That's my new call sign as the outlier is Team Hyundai.
Triple decker peanut butter.
Oh, get it in you.
Oh, that's why it is.
Lee's a fan of peanut butter sandwiches, obviously. And who doesn't like peanut butter sandwiches? I suddenly began to wonder why I stopped eating them. Back underway, it's hard to ignore some of the very different roadsides you find in Quebec that we don't typically see in Ontario. This one obviously has Broncos in mind, letting motorists know that you may wish to try to get some air if you're driving fast enough. And once you get good at those ramps, you could apparently attempt to jump slower moving vehicles. We just missed the perfect opportunity here, but sadly, no ramps in range. Another roadside that was becoming increasingly more common were these emergency SOS phone signs, a clear indicator that we were getting deeper and deeper into the north, with everything getting more sparse and isolated.
From the south, from
On the last day of the trip, we're sleeping here.
Oh, cool. We're gonna go find the town? Is that...
You know what? If you want to get rid of a body, this would be a great place to do it.
Heading further up the highway, we eventually land in Matagami for gas, at the doorstep of the James Bay Road. 100% you stop here and gas up. And if you're extra cautious, you're already carrying spare fuel because your next fuel stop is over 4 hours away at kilometer marker 381.
Looking at all my secrets, huh?
I think I got the same secrets you got.
Huh?
At the Billy Diamond Gateway, we stopped to check in, which isn't necessary, but we also wanted to grab some maps and tourist info. If you don't check in here, at the least, let a family member or a friend know your plans and when they should expect for you to get to where you're going. Of course, we've been in Northern Ontario before, overlanding many times, but this, being this far north, it literally begins to turn into another world.
I'm officially switching from Google to Gaia. Roger that, let's go on an adventure.
You don't know, we got a couple white cars here that are real anxious to get past us, so look out for some stupid.
Well, that's nice that they put a timer on the red light.
Yeah, I like that. Green light, we're rolling.
Not a lot is able to grow up here in this climate on the thin soil. Seemingly nothing but stunted evergreens and for as far as the eye can see.
Bear on the road. Tell him to get the out of the way.
Simon says he looks like a big puppy.
Apart from the taiga, other prominent features high up here on the Canadian Shield are the sheer amounts of lakes and rivers. Lake Mirabelli would obviously only be the first of many of our layovers on this route, but we would come to learn that both the James Bay and Trans-Taiga roads, for the most part, have multitudes of similarly well managed and clean places to pull off and rest or to camp. And best of all, they're free. Though many of them have a donation mailbox if you'd like to leave a little something to help keep them this way.
And dropped like 17% last night.
If I'm not mistaken, is the
After going over the day's itinerary, I once again found myself one of the first packed up and ready to get the day started. And once again, thinking about taking the lead from camp.
I'm all ready, Jill, so I just meet you at the Shell then? Up the road?
Alright, ready to roll. I'm gonna stop and dump some stuff in that dumpster too.
I'll see you at the Shell station.
Are we really gonna make that a thing now? It is.
From Mirabelli heading north, our next planned stop is at Relay 381, the only fuel stop between Matagami in the south and Radisson, 620 kilometers or 385 miles to the north. With this unsheltered, mostly flat, wide open landscape, the winds can be persistent and strong, and on this leg north, evidently headwinds, as my relatively poor mileage would attest thus far. Because of the stunted tree growth up here, there is no lumber industry to speak of, like there is further south. And because of this, when wildfires occur, they're pretty much left to burn on their own unless human safety or infrastructure are at risk. And everywhere you look, you can see evidence of large swaths of previous burns. Once at the truck stop, we quickly learned that there were only a couple of working pumps, so we had to line up and take turns fueling. I guess $1.80 per liter wasn't outrageous, considering the remote location and lack of options this far north, particularly seeing as we paid $2 a liter back at Shining Tree earlier this summer. 381 also has a small store and a restaurant, as well as showers if you're so inclined. Paul opted to pay for one of these, as he confessed he was starting to smell like an old man. All fully gassed up again, we should handily make it to the planned stop on James Bay for tomorrow.
Dust kicks high, like it's reaching the sky. My dog by my side, with a curious eye. Wheels hum low on the dirt's dry song. Feels like forever, but it won't be long. Halfway to nowhere, that's where I'll be. Big river flowing like it's chasing the sea. Friends in their trucks, engines growling deep. Halfway to nowhere, that's where we meet. Sun sinks low like a fire in the west. Sweat on my brow, but my heart's at rest. Dog's tail wagging to the rhythm of the ride. The road may be rough, but it's smooth inside. Wind in the trees, whispering slow. Where this path leads, only it knows. Halfway to nowhere, that's where I'll be. Big river flowing like it's breaking free. Friends in their trucks, headlights cut the dark. Halfway to nowhere, chasing that spark. Rocks crack on the tires, a steady drum beat. Moonlight spilling silver. The night's retreat, dog barks once like he's singing along. The dirt road choir belts out its song.
All stretched out and road snacks all reloaded, we swing back out onto the road north, soaking in this beautiful landscape as we go. From Matagami to here, the road was surprisingly smooth and winding. An actual pleasure to drive, in fact. Past the rest stop, however, the road definitely took on a different character. And that character could be summarized in just one word: rough. However, it seemed the most of it was getting some road work, intermittently, the entire road north. But the scenery up here, just incredible. Something that just has to be experienced. What a place.
We just crossed over the 52nd parallel.
Thankfully, with a full 2 weeks planned to do this expedition, we had time to take in the sights and take advantage of the well-maintained rest stops. And Lexi definitely taking advantage of the breaks from the tedious long miles.
Not trying out the bump stops in the front. Good enough. I only danced a couple times. Yeah, but just the whole rig. Oh, yeah.
Back on the highway with our speed slightly reduced due to the frost heaves, potholes, and pavement cracks. The drive was again interrupted with another automated stop due to the construction lane restrictions, which on the whole wasn't necessarily a bad thing.
What'd you do?
Stepped out the door and had a piss.
Excellent.
I wonder if that would work like the bleach they pour out for people to do burnouts in at cruise nights.
Only one way to find out. Just another 80 seconds.
After a few more construction stops, we finally made it to the top of the James Bay Road, turning off at the northern signpost. Continuing north will take you to Radisson, but our plan is to swing west towards the James Bay coast, past the LG1 generating facility, and find a place to camp for the night. If we thought the highway was in rough shape, the hour-and-a-half stint down this gravel road, particularly the last leg to the coastline, might very well have been the most washboarded road in the world. I'm not 100% certain, but I think I had a tooth filling rattle loose. But like everything else up here, it is worth the drive.
The air is thin, the sky so wide, a frozen whisper where dreams reside. Pine trees stretch like arms of time. Footsteps fade in the snow so deep. The earth it breathes where secrets sleep. Endless north calling me, where the wind runs wild and free. No roads to buy, no chains to see. The raven's cry breaks the still. Mountains rise and they always will. Shadows dance in the twilight chill. The compass spins, it has no say. The stars above will guide my way. Endless north calling me, where the wind runs wild and free. No roads to buy, no chains to see.
We all turned in that night with the steady sea breeze blowing ashore, and we awoke the next morning, the same windy gray skies and a steady drizzle. Again, as I was one of the first to be packed up and ready to go, having refined my pack out over many trips. However, this time, under the pressure to rush because of the rain, I inadvertently packed up my car keys inside the rooftop tent. That being the case, I still managed to not be the last one to hit the road. The next item on our itinerary was a stop in the nearby Cree village of Chisasibi on the south shore of the Grand River. With the disarray of local construction, we had to forego the visitor center stop, as it apparently disappeared off the face of the earth.
Yeah, the tourist info center was supposed to be like that, where that Atco trailer is. I don't see anything. I will go to the cultural center.
The James Bay Cree traditionally lived mostly seasonally here at the mouth of the Grand River, taking to the water in annual goose hunts. In 1803, the Hudson's Bay Company established Fort George, a fur trading post on the nearby island on the river's mouth, and over time, some of the Cree families began establishing a growing village in the area. In the 19th and 20th centuries, Catholic and Anglican missions and schools arrived in the area. In the 70s and 80s, the massive James Bay Hydroelectric project dramatically changed the river flows and coastal ice and erosion patterns in the area. Because of the increased flow of the Grand River due to the hydro complex, shoreline erosion on the island of Fort George made it all but inhabitable, and a difficult decision to move the village off the island on the newly mainland site of Chisasibi was eventually made. The modern Chisasibi Cree live with a mix of traditional hunting, fishing and trapping practices, and modern services such as schools, healthcare, local government, and employment tied to the hydro complex. Chisasibi's story is emblematic of the resilience of the people, with deep cultural ties to the river and land, with self-governance in spite of the industrial development and provincial authorities. While in town, we took the opportunity to shop and resupply at the local co-op and grab a Tim Hortons coffee. While gathering back in the parking lot, a couple of friendly stray dogs obviously had us spotted as easy marks and came to hustle us. Lee, however, wasn't having any of it.
Out of here. You ain't getting anything. Beat it. Get out of here.
The dog clearly took exception to Lee's not so warm greeting and promptly took it out on my Bronco. Apparently this dog has no taste in fine vehicles. Leaving town, next up was a visit to the nearby LG1 Hydroelectric facility. Jake taking note of some of the local landmarks.
That's Brian's favorite road we just passed, Beaver Road.
The LG1 facility, while impressive, is dwarfed by the biggest installation in the 11-station Legrand project, the LG2 plant, the biggest single hydroelectric generating facility in North America, which we tour in the next episode. You're not going to want to miss that.
Oh, baby. Woo, woo, yeah. Woo, woo, yeah. Rolling my Bronco, ooh, yeah. Up the northern line. Got my pup riding shotgun, feeling mighty fine. The big river's humming, got that power flowing strong. Lonely dirt road singing, yeah, they carry us engines talking. Oh, they're singing a tune. Dogs barking, friends laughing. Under that crescent moon, the river whispers secrets. Oh, it pulls us near. Out here with my people, there's no room for fear.
Hang on, guys. I gotta go back and grab my camera.
Vroom, vroom, engines talking. Oh, they're singing a tune. Dogs barking, friends laughing. Under that crescent moon, the river whispers secrets. Oh, it pulls us near. Out here with my people, there's no room for fear.
Towards the end of the day, already again, the plan was to head west once more towards James Bay coast, and again, this time on the most northern stretch of road east of the Hudson's Bay to Long Point, Quebec. Unfortunately, since packing up in the rain outside of Chisasibi, the grey clouds and cooler weather would be here to stay for pretty much the remainder of the expedition.
Anybody need a snowmobile?
Just about to say, I've never seen so many scrap snowmobiles in my life.
It's high tide right now. It's high tide right now.
Like here.
We had a lot of time to plan for this trip, and I spent time imagining what it would be like up here. And what came to my thoughts were just like this. But the reality of it, this is much more surreal. The vastness, the solitude. Great giant sheets of gray clouds covering the wide sky above, and rivers and lakes everywhere. After dinner, we gathered around a nice warm campfire to share stories and recall the events of the trip so far.
Never black
I've mentioned to Gilles a few times now that he should start his own YouTube channel, but until he does, well...
Like, oh, that was a dumb idea, but well, I'm committed.
Jill used to go to raves.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
Okay.
He used to go to raves.
You're gonna have to show us.
Yeah, so I had my mini friend, Nancy.
Pocket buddy.
Yeah, cute little thing with Lulu. And she had two friends, Marisol and Soleil.
I don't remember.
Whatever, like the two other girls. And I that was the year before I met Debbie, And then we went back to Quebec, and you met all of them.
You were going out with 3 girls?
He was going out
yeah,
to the clubs,
sure.
to the raves.
Yeah, I was going to rave with them, but so we had a New Year's Eve party, and we're there, like a lot of alcohol flowing, of course. Girls are all there, and I go to the washroom, and coming back, I pass the kitchen. I see one of his guy mixing a drink with his
That's not for me.
and I look at it. That's not something you see every day, right? And he's like, and I looked at him. I was like, what the fuck? It's like, oh, Maxwell want a fucking drink, or one of the two girls, Nancy's friend, wanted a drink, so he mixed the drink. And I'm like, oh my fucking God. So he goes, give her the drink, and she's like, oh, it tastes delicious. And we're all fucking like trying stitches, right? Like laughing. She's like, I don't know what you put in it, but it tastes extra delicious. And we're like, oh my fucking God.
And of course, we all know Gilles is an avid wreck diver. And as we're learning, like many of us, also a gear enthusiast.
When he and I met, it was diving. And how many flashlights did you have?
Flashlights are an important tool. Yeah. You need to see in the dark.
How many air
man.
tanks? Did you only have one air tank?
Yeah.
I sure miss the 90s. I do not miss cocktails.
Well done, Kyle. That was a tight one.
Gonna have to start calling the trailer Gene, you know, like Gene Simmons, because it's got a long tongue.
You're good, Paul. You're good.
Packed up and heading back down the road towards the Billy Diamond Highway once more. This was to be the planned end of the line for Gilles' wife and kids, and that poor, tortured Hyundai. Being the end of summer and school right around the corner, they would be heading back down south and looking forward to some cozy hotel stays and hot showers along the way.
Lexi, what are you barking at?
We very much enjoyed their company, and I was glad they were able to join us for this once-in-a-lifetime trip. For the rest of us, it was north to Radisson, the town which was built to support the construction of the LG Hydro Complex. Besides curating the travel itinerary, Gilles also took care of the camping reservations at the campground here in town, and it's a good thing, as it turned out. While we arrived outside of the operating hours of the local visitor center / front office, we took the opportunity to toss some garbage and top up our onboard water before heading to our respective sites. As it turned out, some other travelers risked not reserving and ended up arriving to a full campground, a million miles from home. Being the gentlemen that we are, 2 of us doubled up on their sites, and I set up at the blocked end of the road, seeing as I'm rocking rooftop 10 anyways, freeing up 3 extra sites.
Sun sinks low chasing that spark. Rocks crack on the tires, a steady drum beat. Moonlight spilling silver, the nights retreat. Dog barks once like he's singing along. The dirt road choir belts out its song. Halfway to nowhere, chasing that spark. Rocks crack on the tires, a steady drum beat. Moonlight spilling silver, the nights retreat. Dog barks once like he's singing along. The dirt road choir belts out its song. Halfway to nowhere,